my God, that was the Interstellar Song Contest. Doctor Who, season 41, 42, I don't know, season 15, series 2, episode 6. That was amazing. That episode was nothing like I thought it was going to be. Written by Juno Dawson, it was an amazing, sensational episode. It was joyful, it was camp, it was beautiful, it was utterly dark, and Ncuti Gatwa again has become the Doctor. What Russell T Davies has done, this series, he's taken Doctor Who back to the level it was just before he and David Tennant left. He knows damn well that the Stephen Moffat era, an era that I love personally, Waltz and all myself, drove kids and family away from it. He knows the damage the Chibnall era did, the Timeless Children, and all of that. But they're his friends, and he's not going to slaughter them in public. He knows the damage that has been done, and I said from the very, very beginning, when he stepped down as showrunner, as head writer, he should have had a Godfather role to make sure that kind of damage was never done. He's the one who brought it back. He's the genius. He's the one who brought Chibnall on to write episodes and to run Torchwood. And Torchwood and Sarah Jane were amazing. Everything good about the revival is from Russell T Davies. But Moffat did great things, and Chibnall did some okay things during his era as well. He knows that Doctor Who needed fixing. Of course, he's landed a few uppercuts to the right wing. They have really, really pissed him off. And I can look past that power struggle, that tug of war, and that nonsense. But are you ready for some spoilers? Susan! Susan, I love you! Grandad, no! Grandad, stop, Grandad! You've got to go back! Right. Wow, didn't she look amazing? Now, this should have happened years ago during the revival. She should have come back. I forgot her name. I forgot the actress's name. But it's the original actress who played Susan, the Doctor's granddaughter. And look, Ncuti has arrived. Ncuti is the Doctor. I hope all the rumours are not true about him stepping down at the end of this season. I have a theory about that. So I'm going to tell you this theory, right? I believe that he's kind of seeing, because they've done this whole bi-generation thing, which we'll get into a little bit more shortly, I think because RTD said, because of the bi-generation with the 14th Doctor and the 15th Doctor now, all the versions of the Time Lords are out there. I think he already said all the Doctors are out there somewhere. Obviously, a lot of the actors have died, so you can't use them. But, and I think that's how he's seeing that version of Susan. But you ready for my crazy theory? I believe that Belinda is Susan. It's so damn obvious. The breadcrumbs have been spread through there from the beginning. Now, if Ncuti Gatwa is stepping down at the end of the season, now we've heard the crazy rumours, I'm sure you have if you haven't. Basically, there's this nuts rumour that Billy Piper will be the next Doctor. Now, if Ncuti's stepping down, my theory is that the 14th Doctor and Rose Tyler will be in the TARDIS in 2027 when the show returns. More great news, by the way, if you're not a hater and if you're not kind of a right-wing nut job. Great news, according to the Mirror, who are a great source of information for Doctor Who, that Doctor Who, whether or not Disney stay on board, will be back for at least another 2 seasons from 2027. I told you about 2027. They've got Beyond the Land and Sea, the Doctor Who spin-off limited series next year. So we're still going to be getting our dose of the Doctor Who universe, and that's great. So it looks like Doctor Who isn't going anywhere. Doctor Who shouldn't go anywhere. And if you truly love this show and this character and his supporting characters or their supporting characters, you shouldn't want it to be cancelled either. So wow. So Mrs. Flood. I mean, I was watching another lad talking about spoilers and stuff, and he was talking about the Rani, and I was going, oh yeah, right. We've been talking about the bloody Rani for like 20 years since the revival started. Here's the thing. I never watched the Rani era of Doctor Who. I stepped away from the show when Peter Davison left. come back for the movie, and of course I've been on board for the whole of the revival. So it's not that exciting to me, but yes, the Rani is back, and it was a bi-generation. Mrs. Flood, and now an Asian version of the Rani. So Mrs. Flood is the Rani, but she's kind of the gentle one, and the Asian version of the, not Asian, what am I talking about Asian? An Indian, basically an Indian lady, right? An Indian actress is also playing the Rani. So yeah, she's more aggressive. So what they've done, they've got a bit extremist here. So basically, they're being diverse. You've got an Indian Rani and a white Rani, and of course, the white Rani is subservient to the Indian Rani. And these are the things I look beyond. These are the things I ignore. I get what they're trying to do. And another prediction, obviously, I think that Anita Dobson's version of the Rani will help the Doctor in the end. Maybe she knew the bi-generation was coming, and she was trying to prepare things to help the Doctor. We'll have to wait and see about that. Very, very interesting. I think that David Tennant will be involved in the finale, maybe the last episode. You know, if you've got two versions of the Rani, you need two versions of the Doctor. Or there's rumours that Jodie Whittaker will return. Maybe it's her. But maybe it's Joe Martin, maybe it's Jodie Whittaker, maybe it's David Tennant as well. Maybe it's just Jodie and Joe Martin. Again, that will make people angry, but I don't care. This episode was sensational. A shout out for Ryland Clark. He was amazing, and goes to show you, with the right circumstances, the right production team, the right director, anyone can act to a certain level, right? I'm an actor myself. Obviously, there's acting and there's acting. And so, yeah, we get that straight. But he was amazing. He was funny. You know, the woman goes to him, oh, you came back from the dead. Or was it a bloke? You came back from the dead. And he goes, story of my career. I laughed out loud. That was brilliant. This episode was absolutely fantastic. Well done, Juno Dawson. You did a great job. I really liked this episode. Belinda was great. But let's talk about the Doctor. We have never seen the Doctor do such dark shit ever. And it was amazing. He kept on electrocuting the guy who took over the song contest, because basically trillions of people were at risk watching it. And this really, really pissed the Doctor off. And he kept on doing it and doing it. And even Susan couldn't persuade him not to, his visions of Susan. And this is why I believe that Belinda is actually Susan, because she's the only one who could talk him down. So I came up with some fan fiction, actually, and I basically revealed that Belinda is actually the Master. But I don't think that's the case. I mean, Belinda could just be Belinda, right? It'd be nice just to have a companion, just to be a normal companion. But I think she's Susan, and I'd be fine with that reveal. I think lots of people will be surprised about that. But wow, this episode was wonderful. And look, a lot of people hate the messaging and the commentary, but I like the idea of this kind of race of people whose planet was destroyed for poppy honey, right? You know, it's a bit like killing elephants for their tusks, right? So what happened is this one person escaped to the song contest, because they've got horns. She cut off her horns so no one would know who she was, right? So there's a lot of commentary of hiding who you really are. You know, it's a bit like being a gypsy. I dated a gypsy girl. My first girlfriend was a gypsy girl. And there's a reputation of gypsies being thieves and robbers. So a lot of gypsies don't admit to being gypsies. And lots of races and genders and sexualities do the same, because they're scared of society's reaction. I thought it was great. I thought it was emotional. I thought it was sad. I loved the gay couple. I loved everything about it. I didn't hate anything about this episode. The Susan cameo was outstanding. The Rani reveal was fantastic. Mid-credits as well. That was a bit of a risk. Maybe some people turned off. But I think there wasn't enough credits to give people time to turn off. But it was amazing. Now we've got a double finale that's going to be very, very exciting. Will we see a new Doctor? Is Billy Piper the Doctor? If my theory of Tennant and Piper coming back full time is right, but we could have another scenario. But if that's right, maybe Piper is the Doctor and David is the companion. Who knows what crazy shit they're going to do? They could make Joe Martin's fugitive Doctor be the main Doctor. Now, personally, between you and me and the bedpost, I think that Chibnall should have went with the fugitive Doctor instead of the 13th Doctor as his main pitch for his era. I believe he probably pitched this to the BBC and they said no. If he did that, people would have loved it. Joe Martin comes in, fugitive of the Jadoon, and she makes, Jodie look bad. Because we're saying, give Jodie a chance, give Jodie a chance. And then Joe Martin comes on, and she's perfect. She's a perfect Doctor. She should have been the full-time Doctor. I won't have any issue if she takes the mantle full-time in 2027. So let me know what you thought of that episode. I thought it was absolutely outstanding. And Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor, simply amazing.